Welcome to the Commander Crew, a Magic the Gathering Commander YouTube channel where we ask the question, who's your commander?
We want to thank you for watching our videos. You can help support us by liking this video, subscribing to our channel, and hitting the bell notification icon.
You can also go to thecommandercrew.com to check out our t-shirts, masks, pet hoodies, and other Commander Crew goodies.
If you want to buy any of the cards seen in this video, be sure to click our TCG Player affiliate link in the show notes below.
Lastly, you can help us out by heading to our official Patreon page and becoming a direct supporter of the channel. Now let's
get to the video.
Oh no.
What is up, everybody? It is Chris and the Commander Crew coming at you with a Commander Quick Take. We'll call it the Strixhaven Spotlight. With this Strixhaven Spotlight, we have Osgir, the Reconstructor, 2, and Boros for a 4/4 Giant Artificer with Vigilance. Pay 1, sacrifice an artifact, target creature you control gets +2/+0 until end of turn. Pay X and tap him. Exile an artifact card with mana cost value of X from your graveyard. Create 2 tokens that are copies of this exiled card. Activate this only as a sorcery. At first glance, I am like, what is going on? Like, artifacts already in Boros? That's phenomenal. And we get 2 copies, not just 1 copy? Already, at first glance, I'm pretty excited about this. Yeah, it's a tap ability, and generally, Simic always gets no tap abilities. But either way, this is a pretty awesome card, because 1, it has the ability to put the artifact into the graveyard, and 2, it can activate itself right afterwards. So you don't have to worry about activating, waiting a turn, or setting the turn up properly. It all works on 1 single card, and he has Vigilance. I'm pretty excited to see how this deck is going to play out. At first glance, I figured artifact build 100%. Let's be real. Boros plays a bunch of artifacts to begin with, and this way we can make it go even faster with all the value we can get with making as many artifacts as possible on our battlefield. Now let's go over some of the cards I first thought to put in this deck. As with any deck, we're going to have some rock value. Now since we can double up the artifacts entering the battlefield with artifact tokens, we get Soul Ring, 4 mana just from that alone. Basically, you play your Soul Ring, activate the ability of Osgir, then it comes back, and you basically are netting free money. It's insane. There's so much value off the Soul Ring alone. Then we have Lotus Bloom to get even more mana. Wayfarer's Bauble just because we want to ramp beyond belief. And then imagine playing a Coveted Jewel. We're going to draw 6 cards off of 6 mana. That's pretty good on par. That's exactly where Boros needs to be. There is so much value in just these rocks alone. And you can do this with pretty much any mana rock whatsoever. You can get Osgir out there as soon as turn 2, even just a basic build, and you can start going off on turn 3 and get so much overall value with these mana rocks. It's pretty insane. And then not to mention, there's technically free land ramp in this. You play one of the artifact lands, whether Ancient Den, Darksteel Citadel, or Great Furnace. You activate the ability, put it in the graveyard, and then activate his ability for 0, and now you get 2 lands from 1. Yeah, they're tokens, so a token can be destroyed a little bit more easy sometimes, but you're getting free ramp. This is pretty epic in my opinion right there. So immediately put in these artifact lands. Then we have a couple of cards that just trigger multiple times over and over and over again. Ichor Wellspring and Mycosynth Wellspring both only cost 2. When they enter the battlefield or when they're put in the graveyard, you're getting abilities, whether it be draw a card or looking for a basic land and putting it in your hand. So with the fact that you can activate this when they enter, activate when it goes in the graveyard, then activate it again when it comes back, and you're going to get double the trigger on top of that. You're basically getting a 4-for-1 off these cards. There's serious consideration for these 2 cards. At first, when they ever came out, I'm like, this is not the greatest thing. I have to sacrifice it. And you didn't always think of ways to sacrifice an artifact that pretty much didn't seem to do much. And now with these 2 cards, you're getting a 4-for-1 off of a single card. That's pretty insane. And you also don't want to forget about the cards that activate things twice. Rings of Brighthearth and Strionic Resonator both give you the option to pay 2 and activate Osgir really twice. Being able to potentially get 4 tokens off of a little bit of mana, so 4 tokens for 4 mana, you don't even know where to start with that. That's some serious value. Just imagine if you had, for example, I don't know, a bunch of stuff coming at the battlefield for only 4 mana, and now you're ramping upwards of like 2 to 8 mana in a single turn off of just a few colorless mana. That's pretty insane. It's the fact that all of this can be done at colorless and sometimes even multiple times in a single turn can ramp us up and give us so much value in no time flat. And then we have some creatures that add even legit more value than you could possibly imagine. Mere Battlesphere, it enters the battlefield, you're going to create 8 tokens on top of another 2, 4, 7 bodies. Duplicate, you're exiling 2 permanents, non-token creatures. Or even Meteor Golem, where you can exile any non-land permanent. You can do this twice. This alone, we're already starting off. We can get rid of so many things so quickly. And then we have Solemn Simulacrum, which we all know what the Sad Robot does. You gotta get for 2 lands, 2 draws. There's so much you can do with these cards. You're gonna fill the board with so much power, and being able to control the board a lot more easily in colorless is pretty insane. Now, there's even some sweet value with this. Goblin Engineer is basically a tutor on a stick for you. When you enter the battlefield, you look for an artifact and you put it in your graveyard. That basically is a tutor. Yeah, it comes from the graveyard, but that's exactly what we want our artifacts to be. And then we have Reckless Fireweaver and Quicksmith Genius, where basically when an artifact enters the battlefield, we get a little bit of value. With Fireweaver, we're going to do 1 damage to each of our opponents, and we're going to have a lot of artifacts into the battlefield, so it can be a lot of damage. But also Quicksmith Genius lets us discard a card and then draw a card. So we can basically put the artifacts we want from our hand directly into the graveyard and then draw even more cards. That's a pretty awesome engine right there alone, because we're going to be having so many artifacts into the battlefield. And it doesn't even say like non-token artifact, it just straight says artifact. These 2 cards together are going to basically have so many triggers going off, it's going to get so much overall. And then to round it out, these are 2 cards that I think are an absolute auto-include. We have Zerta the Dawnwaker and Anointed Procession. So with Zerta on the battlefield, you're going to be able to have so much value by basically activating things for even higher value without having to put that extra mana into it. Overall, creating so many more tokens so much quickly. And then Anointed Procession. It's going to make double the tokens. We're already having 2, why not have 4? Well, you'll know what Anointed Procession does, and this is going to put in probably the most value in the entire deck. These 2 cards, you're definitely going to have an auto-include with. And that's my overall build of Osgir. It's basically artifact good stuff, let's put it that way. He is Boros, and we're already playing a bunch of artifacts to begin with. When it comes to Boros, we find all our different ways to ramp and get value to the board state that other colors don't provide to us. And now that we're able to have things that we're already playing give us even more value than we were before is absolutely insane. I'm really excited to see how Osgir plays out, and so far, in my opinion, he's probably the most exciting that I've seen out of the 5 precons. Yeah, it's Boros, and sometimes people are like, oh, Boros, I don't think it's going to be too powerful. It's not the expected. This is pretty awesome because he has 1, Vigilance, you can attack with him. 2, Sacrifice Outlet on his actual body himself. And 3, you can activate him after you attack or at any point. Yeah, it's only sorcery speed, but he has everything you need in a single card. And he's got a 4/4 body on him, so he's pretty difficult to remove, just basic removal. I am super excited about Osgir the Reconstructor. I want to know how you'd build him. Would you just do artifact good stuff? Would you splash in a couple other things? Like, how would you build him? I'd love to hear in the comments down below. Again, my name is Chris in the Commander Crew. This has been a Strixhaven Spotlight. Thanks for watching. Please remember, if you're not already, hit the bell notification, subscribe for future videos, and just hit that like button because it means a lot to me. Thanks for watching. Peace.